Today I'm going to be taking this topic, that is research proposal writing for the funding agency. What is the this topic and what are the key elements we have to be think and we have to be take care when we are writing a proposal for the funding agency. Okay. Research proposal writing for funding agency, because this research proposal writing required a fund, securing a fund against that project. That is what is required. It should be a well crafted proposal should be, and effectively the researcher should communicate what her and his reasons against this project, when then what how the outcome of this project will become, and how it is going to be implied, means implications part of the study. So means this proposal, through this proposal, researcher have to be communicate her and his vision, methodology, and potential impact of reason for her work. So this presentation basically help to and guide you to take care of the some key elements and take care of the some things that, so that you can securely your proposal should be secured by the funding agency, and naturally you are ready for to take this type of proposals. Okay. This In this topic we are going to cover so many things, but these things, these are the basically contents we are going to be covered. Already you know what is the research and research, because this is the 7 days long FDP and everyone aware about the research. Now proposal is this proposal is basically the funding agency, so that is the more systematic, more well crafted, and more precise things you have to be addressed in this proposal. Okay, and actually, the big C, as being a author, being a researcher, you have to be keep in the mind to when you are writing a proposal, or you have a proposal in your hand. And what is the big first is C is the concise, uh, concise, and second is the clear. Okay, first is the concise, means what you are thinking about your project, what you are going to be handle, you are going to be expecting for your proposal. It should be drafted in concise manner in the proposal, because a proposal is just like a synopsis. When your proposal are submitting in the funding agency, they are going to be judged, or going to be assess your work on the basis of the proposal. Okay, on the full projects will come after, when you get when your proposal will accepted, and then you're going to be execute your whole proposal and complete the data. Then outcome will be come. But your proposal should give the reasons and give the clarity to the funding agency, or to see what you are going to do, and what you are going to be do, or how it is very important, why this topic is very important to handle, and how your topic is very innovative. That is, so that two first thing is, so this all things you have to be present in a very concise manner. Means concise means well crafted. Everything will be precisely, you have to be given in your proportion. Second is the clear, means all the things that you're taking, whether you are, I'm talking about methodology, I'm talking about the uh, every part should be very clearly give the reason. Means that means want to say clear means there is a no ambiguity in your statement, there is a no ambiguities in the budgeting. Everything should be, means you have to be do the work by your pilot study, your assumptions, your everything must be tested, so that you can give this on the basis of this you can your study should be your and you should be very clear about your topic. So that is two big C, and one third C will be, two big C is very important, but third C is also very important. Your third and fourth C is also very important about this proposal. That third C is the customer commitment, and fourth is your confidence. Okay, so this is either just like hiding in this two big. Okay, so this without commitment, without confidence, these two picks C cannot be coming into the picture. Naturally, this all the behavioral things, that is I'm talking about confidence and the commitment. That is without this Nobody, no researcher can be come out with the too big C. That is the first the conciseness of the topic and the clear topic, clear vision in her and his mind. Okay, so this is the that's why the 4C and talk about this 4C. What now come to the this why it is important. Now, why it is why everyone talking because after if we are saying if we are seeing in academic everyone first complete their graduation then post graduation then they pursue start their phd then first phd or in between the phd research papers writing chapter writings book writing this comes through the part and parcel with the phd so naturally you are start your journey toward the research in during the PhD. So naturally, you got the basically overview what is the researcher, how it is very important to do. So naturally, now after completion of the PhD, what the next for you? What the researcher can do after the PhD is the this is the PhD is the end of the research? No, there is a big no for that because after PhD you are going to be start your journey and your start your expertise and give the your expertise to betterment of the society, upliftment of the society, and for the government you have to be give your this knowledge to give to the others and the society for to the some development, some innovative things come into the picture so that the overall benefited if overall all the people get benefited, company get benefited, industry get benefited, or the government get benefited. So naturally, in this time, your work is not only limited to development of yourself. Your work is now in the bigger pictures. What is the bigger pictures? Your that is your contribution toward the development of the society, towards the development of the industry, towards the development of the government policy, even in the you can your contribution toward the implementation part also. You have to be take the implementations, how the policies are devised into the device in a practical side, how in and why in the wise manner. If any bottlenecks are there, any things lacking are there to you can address that issue in your project. So that's why this all those things you can you can or take emphasis on this on the basis of the project because you can attract the or attract the governments or the other allied agency. See what is happening, what is the policies making, but it is not going to be implemented in the ground level. So these major gaps, how can could be handled by the by the project. So naturally, project is the basically play a very crucial role in the career enhancement or the career advancement, skill development, and societal process. Okay, so that's why it is very important. Naturally, you have to be everyone who are pursuing their PhD or completed PhD. They must be things on this I think see how to be write a proposal and secure your fundings. Okay, so starting points means what should be the scenarios. What is you have the one first scenario is some project is in your hand. If the some participants may you have some of the researchers have their um, already have their proposal are accepted by the funding agency, so your the project already hand and someone developing proposal and seeking the funding. So this project, this PPT, this my session is going to help in the both the things. Whether you have the proposal in hand, project in hand, or whether you are seeking for the funding agency. Both things are I'm going to be take care in this my presentations. Okay, funding first. Uh, funding, how the research funding proposals get started. That is skill because all the that the funding agency are skill based because they require the skilled in the so many things. Okay, so funding is, agency ask researcher to submit the proposals. So what they have they periodically issue or issue their and take their calls through the through their websites or through their advertise through the social media. They are inviting calls for the proposal. Okay, so you can take and visit that funding agency websites periodically, and you can see in the basically in the month of the August to the October, this proposal, most of the institutes are opening to take the calls. And in the next 6 months, means in the while two in a single year, to twice time funding agency take the calls. Basically from the April to sorry from the August to the October, and next from the March, sorry, February to the March, May and May. This is the basically 2 periods where the most of the funding agency open their calls to take calls. Okay, how to respond? How if your proposal are ready, or you are seeking for a seeking to take part of or to write a proposal, so how you are respond to the funding agency or the funding calls to get ready with the good of funding topics. What you should must first you have your topic should be very relevant for the current scenario, and you are going to be take call on the some topics that is already so many already the discussions are going on, like new education policy. Everyone, because in the this July 2024, all across the India, every institutions are going to be implement the new education policy in from the undergraduate courses. So naturally, this is the burning topics. Likewise, so many burning topics are you have to be select as per your domain area, as per your expertise. You have to be select. So first, get ready with a good and burning topic. Then read the guidance of the funding agency. Every funding agency have there is some specific guidelines. You have to, being a researcher, your base document should be prepared as per your expertise area or as per your domain area. But this proposal should be converted into the as per the guidelines of the funding agency. Naturally, all you publish a paper in the Scopus, CCARE, and the Web of Science. You see, if your paper is, you write a paper in the particular formats. When you submit it to the particular, you target to the particular in journals, that you have to follow the guidelines of that particular journals. Similarly, you have to the every funding agency have the separate the different guidelines. So you have to follow the guidelines. So you have to must read carefully the guidelines of the funding agency, and you have to be uh, change your proposal in that particular format. Moderate your proposal accordingly. Okay. Now, this is the process to respond. I take see how you have to be respond. Now process to type of projects. That is which type of projects you are handling. This projects are basically which type of projects. It is for the societal benefit. It is for any problem solving. It is any industrial project, or any that is NGO projects maybe. So what type of project it is? You are looking forward for which type of project. So naturally you have to be first the process of respond is type of the project. Which type of project? It is the main project, it is a major project, it is a action projects, means it is a project that is going to be implemented. It is the industry project. It is a problem solving project. Or if it is a problem identification project. Which type of project is it? So naturally, accordingly, you have to be proceed. The researchers should determine the type of the projects. And next is the find funding agency. Researchers should identify how many funding agency are available, and means so you have to find out the potential of the funding agency and align your project with this research, and align your project with this funding agency. Third is the tailor general proposal to call. Researchers should adopt their general proposal to the specific requirement and guidance of the funding agency calls. Means tailor general proposal to call. Means already you have the ready-made proposal. As I said in earlier, you have to be that is modify your project proposal as per the funding agency guidelines. Submit full proposal. Submit after the submission. There is a that is a line of the expertise. They are going to be reviewer projects. Regressive reviews will take place And after the review, they what they think they are going to be checked. This review, basic things are they going to be checked. Already, I told your topic should be very important. It is should be very relevant for the current scenarios. Some second is your topic is going to handle the some societal issue, or you are going to be talking the some issue that is already in the society, or the industry, or or any things that is you any problem you identify in the society or in the government policy, that is you are going to be talk about that. So naturally, this type of things are they review under review. This all things are going to be take place, and they are going to be assessed what is the relevance if the this project proposal is going to be accepted. Okay, on the basis of that, they are going to be accept, or they can hold your proposal also for the, because your proposal is because there is a constraint of the limitation of the number of the acceptance. So they can hold for the next 6 months your proposal is going to be accepted. So in that case, only the key case maybe your proposal get accepted, your proposal get rejected, or your proposal get on hold for the 6 months. So this is the three things. Complete formalities after the acceptance. There is a huge number of things are you have to be submit the profile of all the investigators. You have to be submit the full and detailed proposal. How you are going to be proceed with your how you are going to be execute this thing. How your data would be going to be collect. How you are going to be analyze the data. Which type of things you are going to be doing use in your analysis, and all those things are you have to be, so complete formalities you have to be give, and then carry out the project after the these things, after the complete formalities about the researcher, about your research projects, everything, and when you supply to the agency, then the process will start. Basically, the 24 months, the time period of the funding project is 24 months, and these 24 months are bifurcated in the, yeah, yeah, bifurcated in the different functions. Means first month, that is you have to be submit the, you have to be to complete your literature review. Then next month you have to be complete the data collections. You have to be collect the data in the next coming 6 months. So this you have to be carry out projector as per the proposal submitted. Okay, these are the types of the project as I told you. Pilot study of the full projects, thesis or the postdocs, fellowship projects, or multi-year clinical projects. This can be pilot study or the full projects. What is the difference between this? Pilot study means you are going to be test the means you have the means any agency, any researcher, or any industry have the full they have the full complete projects, and they want to be conduct a pilot study through the researchers. They want to with the new researcher. So in that case, the pilot study parts can be conducted by the researcher. So that is on the basis of the pilot study, the full research, that is the full research means complete research is going to be take place. Second is the thesis. Funding can also be sought for the thesis or the postdoc doctor research projects, because nowadays any thesis or any postdoc thesis are based on the practical implication of your outcome, or the that is conclusion, or what the outcome of the study is going to be implemented, how you are going to be implemented. That is the biggest part in the this thesis part. Because if researcher is not taking care of the how it is going to be employed, so actually there's no relevance. Why you are writing a thesis? Why you are doing? You are putting a lot of efforts to complete your thesis, whether for the PhD or whether for the postdoc. So naturally, fellowship. Fellowship basically will provide a funding for the individual researchers to pursue their research interests and contribute to the advancement of the knowledge. So fellowship basically working on the advancement, and the multi-year clinical multi-year can also be obtained for a long-term multi-year clinical research. Invest basically it invests the complex medical or the healthcare related issue like COVID vaccines, and many research are taking place in the field of the medicines and clinics. That is this type of project. Now, being a researcher, these things you have to be kept in your mind. What is the refine your topic in five W's? What is the relevance? What are the hypotheses? What is the research method you are going to be opt? Type of the research, whether it is a qualitative or it is a quantity or it is the mixed method. Okay, so hybrid. Some part of you are taking from the qualitative and some part you are taking from the Q and means a researcher are going to shoot after the both the methodology in their research. What is the research area where you are going to be specifically research area where your project is going to be conducted? Who will be your respondent? Research should be clearly about the target audience where you are going to be collecting the data. Research period, the period of the study is the what is the longitudinal period. So the study 5 year data you're going to be collect the data for the 5 years or it is for the 6 months or what is the research period should be specify the timeline and duration of the research project and the scope of the generalization. Means how your study is outcome of the study is going to be generalized. Is it is means it is going to be applied to the all the society or it is the part of the part. Some part it is going to not apply. It is not universally applicable for or it is only applied for the some specific part means only applicable for the woman, applicable for the male with a specific age from 18 to 25 maybe. So that is the scope of generalization and this as a researcher this should be clear in your mind. So refine your topic with the 5 W. So I'm 5 Ws here. I'm given that only that 4 Ws and all the things. Basically, I'm talked about the 8 W about what are the 8 W means, what is the relevance, what are the hypotheses, what are the research method, when it is how going to be happen, who will be your respondent, where is your research area, how is your going it to be generalized, whether it is going to be generalized or not. This should be. So this type of questions should be clear in your mind. Funding agency. Now, these I am giving the some pictures about the funding agency. These are the some ISRO, ICCR. These are the some funding agency where IGNOU, UGC. Okay, these all are the funding agency. They periodically call for the accept for call, open the call for accepting the proposal. So some of the funding agency are government, some are the semi-government, some are the basically organization. ICSS are basically working for the social science research. Okay, so these are the basically agencies. All you can take the give. These are the logo. If you search this logo, you can find out the which is the funding agency. Okay, so you can take pics and store and save, and you can search later what are these, how, which type of the proposal they are, which type of calls, and what is the period of the call. So some of the research cells or the universities, central universities are inviting calls for the proposals. Some of the universities, IMs inviting calls because every university also have their research and development department and this they are in the periodically they invite the call for the this one. Reputed private organization NGO. They also working for the some of the NGOs working for the societal upliftment. So they also call for the projects periodically. So naturally, you have to be identify what is your interest area and what is your domain area, you can, or where your proposal is going to be fit. That is, you have to be find out. Okay, so I am just giving the scope. These are the major scope. These are the means limits you can find out and write your proposals. Designing now because now everything is clear in your mind. What is proposals, okay, how we are going to be initiate, what are the which type of funding agencies are they are working, whether your proposal, what are the types of proposals, maybe postdoc or the fellowship programs or what. Okay, now designing the project. Now come to the things because already you have a topic, very important topics already. you fix a topic as per your interest, as per your domain area. So naturally, now here the next task is design a research methodology. It is a quantitative approach or the qualitative approach or mixed method as per the things you have to be designed. Okay. Hmm. Already I think this I'm taking. This is the I'm ending the first part, or this is the key takeaway of my first part. That is importance of the funding, starting point, responding to the funding cost, and the types of process. These all things I already taken in the first part of the session. Now I'm going to the second part, the how we are going to be carry out. The first thing, defining the research problems. Now, already your topic is fixed. Already you started a very important topic as per your interest. Now, clearly state the history. How we are going to be start your project proposal writing. Here, first things what you have to be need to do, that is clearly state the research questions. You have to be because already these topics are selected, you are chosen as per your interest. So naturally, you have to be state the questions aligned to fulfill the topic, fulfill the requirement of the completion of the topic. And naturally, all these questions must be in your mind that you have to be keep this noted down to the note, copy note on this all these research questions. Outline the research objectives means objectives. You have to be outline the objectives. What are the this research proposals? What the objectives? What is the basic objective behind it? So you have to be for the as you know, all you are researcher basically. So naturally, you know how to write the objective of the research. Highlight the significance of the study. Why it is significant? Your study is so important. Why it is so you have to do statement of the problem or significance of the study. I'm talking about that. Second, so defining the research problem is basically you have to be that is concentrate on these three basic things. Clearly state the research question, outline the research objective, and highlight the significance. Next comes the expected outcomes and impact. Theoretical means how your these things also be the major part of the your proposal. That is a theoretical contribution explain how your research will be advanced the conceptual understanding of the problem, practical implications or applications, describe the potential real world implication and benefit of your finding, and disseminations of plan outline your strategy for sharing the research results through the publications, conferences, or other channels. Now, okay, it's already I taken now process. This is already I taken types of projects. Now we come to the standard. Okay, these are now I'm going to be cover this research proposal. What are the part? Various part. The cover letter. There should be a cover letter of the proposal. That then title page, then abstracts, then introduction, literature review, description, budgets, and justification, timeline. These are the basically part of the your proposed project proposals. Okay, every proposal have the cover letter. You should be in the cover letter. You have to be introduce the researcher. That the researcher profile come in connection with their publications, with their work, and how this. Is audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, because here now current is gone. That's why I'm just. But net is working. Okay, no issue. Okay, the cover letter, then title page, abstract, introduction, literature review, and this. So these all things you have to describe, you have to be include in your project proposal. Timeline and budget, because budget is the very essential element of a project proposal, because in the academic writing the budget is not involved in anywhere, whether it is any paper or in the chapter or any books. Actually budget part is not included, but you have to be take the your support of where any finance person or your to prepare a budget, because this budget is basically the if you are applying for a 5 lakhs 5 lakhs projects. So naturally funding agency, if your project is going to accept, then this 5 lakhs is uh, given to you to complete the project. But the funding agency want to be know how you are going to be spend this 5 lakhs, because they want to be know the worth of this 5 lakhs, because they because after the completion of project, against this 5 lakh, what you are going to be submit? Yeah, that is a project report you are going to be submit. Is this project work is worth to against this 5 lakh? They want to be know. So naturally, to give the complete uh, or some sort of knowledge about this, how you are going to be expend, you have to be prepare budget and submit, and give, in this budget you have to bifurcate all the elements, what the things, how these 5 lakhs are going to be expended. Okay. Later, I'm giving the some specimen and some demo things about this. Okay. The, the timeline and budget, research design, data collection, then analysis and report. This all things already you covered in the somewhere in the previous 6 year update. See how the data collection and what are the method, how it is collected, how the data could be edit, sanitize, and all those things. Then how the this data can be what the analyze, means what the analysis tools can be used, how the hypothesis testing could be take place. Naturally, this all things already talk about. I'm not going to be repeat these things again. So I'm straight. I am going forward with these things with okay addressing the potential challenge. Now, as a as a researcher, these are the things or can be come in the journey of the this report writing. So first, anticipated obstacles are identified. So you have to be, because every proposal have the some risk of some sort of the risk and limitations, the barriers. So naturally, you have to be identify this all the barriers or the obstacles, and you have to be handle these things. Okay, so naturally, the mitigation of the strategy, propose well thought out plan to address and overcome the identify challenges. Because if you know the challenges, if you know the risk, then naturally you are able to handle this risk. So naturally, being a researcher, you should have the very that is confident about these things maybe happen, maybe happen in your research journey. So naturally, your strategy could formulate on the basis of the identifications. Contingency, because you have a plan A, that is the primary plan, that is how you're going to be conduct your research, or you have the to complete your project. But if in case any bottleneck or any challenge you are not able to handle, limit beyond your that is scope. In that case, the contingency plans come is the plan of the mitigation and of the strategy formation. You, as a researcher, you should have the contingency plan. Now this is the basically I'm checking just how it is going to be conducted. Step and formulate the problem. The step to develop and validate the review protocols. Already you know, just I'm in the very that is quick manner, I'm completing the whole research design in a single page. That is planning. In the planning, the review, the first because this is the three phases are in your proposal writing. First is the planning, second is the review, conducting the review, and third is the reporting the review. So in the planning phase, you have to be formulate the problem, that then develop and validate the review protocol. Means you have to be review protocols means how your project is, how his project is innovative, how what is the base, on the basis of that you are saying that this is happening. Means if someone is saying um, so government Swachhata mission is failing in this area. Okay, failed in this area. How could you given this statement? You have some sort of the statistics behind it, that you have collected some data. Yes, there is a government is announcing it is we have developed this much that is toilet in this particular area, but actually all things are in paper. You are, if you are pointing out this thing, so then naturally you have to have some sort of the information or the statistics. So naturally you have your problem area must be validated by the some statistics, some facts behind it, because everything, any topics, not be being a researcher, uh, always be keep in mind your, you are always be talk the sense talk. Your talk will be sensible. Okay, nonsense talk cannot be allowed in the research. Well, what is the meaning of sensible talks or the logical talk or the critical thinking talk means? Every talk, what you are saying, what you are stating in your research is always be validated by the or behind the on the basis of the some fact and the stat. Okay, that is the planning. Now come to the after the planning, you have the full proof and planning. Then you have to be going to the second phase, that is the conducting the review. So that is step three. Search the literature, means literature review. Uh, all this no here. This literature review is the process of to narrow down your thing. All the things are going to the your, because after literature review you are able to find the actual research gap, or you are going to handle that research gap in a very systematic manner. Screen for the conclusions, assess quality, extract data, analyze and synthesize the data. And so this is the complete conduction process. Then after the completion, you are ready for to report this findings. So naturally, the in the reporting and the reviews, you have to be report the findings. Means you have to be write all the findings, all the things, all the research method that is already you executed in the second phase, that is conducting phase. You have to be jotted down in a very systematic manner. That is called the report writing. Okay, characteristic of research means being a researcher. These things must be in mind. Okay, neutrality, reliability, validity, and justification. Neutrality means being a researcher, you can't, your statement can't be biased, can't be discriminate. You have to be take all the people's, all the responsibility in equal manners. You can't be your statement, your opinion always be neutral. All the things you are telling, that is reliable, reliability testing. All the things you are taking, that is validate. You, all the things you have to be validate. Means if you are saying something, that is validated by the scientific. If you are saying this is the variables I'm taking for study, so how you are going to be validate this? Means on the basis of the previous research, you can validate, or the expertise, or for the Delphi techniques, you can validate. So many techniques are available to validate your statements. Okay, yeah. Now come to the conclusion and the next step. The conclusion and the next step, summary of the key points, because I am going to be complete the second phase where the this minor things you have to be take care to complete the proposals. Okay, so naturally conclude the summary of the key points, provide a concise recap of the essential elements for your research proposal, call for action, clearly state the funding request and express your enthusiasm for the project potential impact and the future directions. You have to give the future directions, outline potential avenue for the research collaborations for beyond the current potentials. Now, who will be your team members? What the research can be the expertise, because some of the, because you are talking about the some topic, so naturally in your team there is expertise member who are talk on this particular some relevant topics, some topic that is relevant for your topic with your that is topic. Okay, so highlight the relevant skill and expertise of the research team member. Collaboration demonstrate the team's ability to work together. And third is the resources. Outline the institutional support, facilities, because you are the key member of the, or the key member of the some institution. So how your institutions are going to support to complete this project? What the facility we will going to be get from your institution? That is you have to mention. So that is research team. The third is the resources. Now come to the budget, because they are moving toward the last segment of the funding project, because these are the very essential part. Budget, already I talk about these things. Now we are moving toward how to prepare the budget. Preparing a budget. Meet agency requirement, tabulate in spreadsheet, add forecast need, number of year and a time period, add justification of item involved, rule of the procurement and the requirement, if any requirements are involved in your project. So what is the rule? If any asset means laptop, any statical unit or any PCO that is asset, you are going to be procured for this for completion of the project. So what is the rule of procurements? You have to be mentioned in the projects. If any requirements are required to complete the projects, whether for the collection of the data or for the any part of the study. So if any requirement, so what is the basis? What is the basic qualification for the recruitee? Everything you have to be mentioned and avoid errors. So naturally, this key things you have to be keeping knowledge that okay. Now, preparing the budget task on the basis because budgets have the expenses have two basically tasks. First part is the recurring expenses. Some of the expenses are recurring in the nature in the budget because this budget completion of this project is 2 years. Or you can say 1.5 years. So naturally, you have to everything you have to wind up with it, within the 1.5 year time or last 6 months you have to spend to write a draft your research finding and you have to be beautifully crafted into the shape of the project. So naturally, the last 6 months is only you have to the researcher is going to be expand on the project writing only. So in the that means the whole expenditure are going to be spread into the 1.5 year. So 1.5 year means in the 1.5 years some of the expenses are in the recurring, means regularly they are going to be happen. So naturally, some of the expenses are some is the personal, that is the consumer, or you can say the supply. In the non-recurring, that is traveling expenses, equipments, and overhead charges. Okay, so budget have you are going to be see the budgets are in this manner only. Okay. So basically, this is the budget for the basically personal recurring for the recurring for expenses. So personal that is recurring. Here you have to show the items, their justification, their unit, how much unit is required. That is unit cost, quantity, and then total. How much total? Means these are the columns you have to be taken. Everything you have to be mentioned in the detailed manner because you are this budget is showing against the fund that you are going to be received from the funding agency. So naturally, this budgeting have required the some sort of the skill because it gives the transparency how your these funds are going to be allocated in this. So that naturally budget giving the pictures how you are going to be allocate your funds. So naturally, first is the personal, then subtotal, then consumer, that is also recurrent, then subtotal, then subtotal of the first total and consumer, then equipment, and then subtotal. The third row, fourth row is the consumable, and then subtotal of the consumable. I am written over only the recurring means here consumable so many items will come under the consumer like printing papers, ink, anything that is consumable, yani that is going to be consumed is you need to be mentioned by item wise means what are the item that is like printing, ink, pen, so many things, books, periodicals, okay, magazines, newspapers, so many things can be recurring nature. So you have to be mention the items here. All the items should be mentioned here and just put it a single line, not that means not a single line. So many items that is comes under the consumer, you have to be clearly mentioned on the budgets. Okay. Now come to the subtotals. All the items are subtotal, then equipment. What's the equipment? Like laptop, any printer if required. So that equipment, if you procure for this project, so you have to mention here how many printers are there, how many laptops are there, or anything that is you purchase for the completion of projects. So naturally, you have to be mentioned here. Now come to the travel part. Travel expenses means traveler of the principal investigator or the investigator or the assistant, everything. So that is you have to be bifurcate it or have to mention it. Then overhead and total. This is the overall budget. Okay. Now requirement. This is showing the basically The first part of the budget is preparing the budget for the task base. Recurring and non-recurring items are mentioned here. Now we are coming to the requirement because for the completion of projects, you need assistant, you need field investigator, you need some sort of the associate with you. So naturally, requirement are going to be take place for the temporary basis. So justify the detailed skill set. What is the skill set required for the particular um, um, only for the period wise. Okay. So people with the zero cost, some of the if you are principal investigator, then actually you are not drawing any types of the remuneration from this. So naturally your cost will be the zero cost. So zero cost, if some people are willingly associated with you only on the basis of just interest or willingness, like you involve your student for the data collection, they are just helping to collect the data, not you are not giving any remuneration for that. So you also need to be sure that is the these number of people are associated with your projects in the zero cost. Outsourcing or the consultancy. If you are taking any type of outsourcing and consulting from any firm for your completion of the project, then actually you have to need to be mentioned here. Okay, so this is the my requirement. Now, this is the budget you can prepare in this manner. Staff, staff requirement, special scientific, technical assistant, justification in this manner you can give the unit cost, quantity, how much the total. This is the in this manner you have to be give. This is just tentative figure I mentioned here. You have to be take a wise call on as per your funding. If the project is 5 lakhs, accordingly you have to be bifurcate this. Your project is major project more than 10 lakhs, naturally in that case you have to be bifurcated. I'm just giving the idea how you are going to be prepared. So these are the basically header portion is head item, justification, unit cost, quantity, and the total. In the previous slide, you can also see that in the I will prepare the same particular items, justification, unit cost, quantity, and the total. In the same manner, means budget. This is the format of the budget preparation. Okay, equipments. Now come to the third part of the the budgeting. That is the equipments part. So justify the needs if you are procuring any laptop, if you are procuring two printers, so you have to be justify your need. After the completion project, what is going to happen with this equipment? You are going to be sell, you are going to be keep, so who is going to be take this all things you have to be justified. Okay. That is justify the need in details. Use available equipment at zero cost. If you are you having your own laptop or you're going to be using this for preparation of the project, then actually you have to be mentioned that these are purchasing that there is a requirement of the one laptop and five laptops of the मान लीजिए four or five laptops are available in the zero cost. So you have to be need to mention in that. Okay, that is we are working with the six laptop. Okay, if you're having one laptop, you purchase a procure printer or you having two more printers. So naturally you have to be mentioned two more printers are in the zero cost. So make explicit about the make and modules and add maintenance costs also. If anything are required, the maintenance 6 months for maintenance, then actually it requires the 2 months in the period of the 1.5 years, and actually you have to mention the maintenance cost also. Okay, this is the project specimen for the equipments also. In this manner, you have to be prepared on the equipments budget because this is the budget is the major part of the proposal. So you have to very scrutinize. So you have to very clear and scrutinize the all the facts that is relevant for the budget. Okay. Now the consumer part, the printer, ink, paper, medical supplies, stationery, etc. So many things similar way, this is the fourth part of the budget where we have to be show the consumable item in the separate manner, the efficiency requirements meeting this up. Now overheads, this is the we can indirect expenses that is associated with the completion of the project. So you have to be show separately what are the overhead associated with your project, travel, consultancy charges, institutional overhead, and activity or any other one. So you have to be mentioned here separately. or even you have to be over some of the things you have to mention that is contingencies part also you have to be take. These are the expenses overhead and 2% is contingencies means miscellaneous expenses. So 10% you have to be keep for the miscellaneous. Anything happen that is not planned, it may happen. So naturally you have to some of the budget part could be keep aside as a safe the as a fund for to meet this contingency. Okay, this is the basically all the things are prepared in the very systematic manner and the subtotals, total institutional overhead, and grand total. In this manner, the whole budgets are localized. Okay. Okay. What is that? Already I talk about the mini project, major project in my the whole thing. So, okay, a whole presentation and what is the mini major on the basis of the fund allocation. These are come industry if industry is working proposal for any problem identifications or the problem solving. So naturally, this is called the industry project. Means industry are basically asking for this project. Okay, and these are list of the agencies. Some of the already I saw. I saw when now checklist. After the completion of these things, these are the things you have to be checklist is it okay or not. This is a checklist means when you prepare this thing, so the introduction, background, the research area is described, aim, the overall uh, aim of the research is given or not. If research objective, there are clear and specific research objectives or not. Tick, 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 tick. It's all okay, okay, okay. And if any deviations, write down that comment. And actually, this is a checklist. You have to be no. These are the checklist or research question. The research questions are stated or not. Literature review, critically summary, research gaps are mentioned on and identify and well drafted or well given into input not or not. Okay. Now come to the next checklist methodology part. Type data, type of the data source, methodology, ethics, safety, resources. If all things you have to be checked, there is an information in the type of data in the data type where the source of data, where it is obtained, methodology, detailed research methodology, approach, ethical safety means ethical and safety issues are identified if necessary. Resources required are listed down here. Timeline, start date and end dates. Formats determined suitably. Formatted tables, which are just for one example, tables list, pictures list, images list. So any type of charts are mentioned here. So you have to be must be given in the details what is means chart list. The reference section full details are given for all resources cited in the research proposal. It should be given in a very systematically. All the cited resources are listed down in the last bibliographic section. Appendix. These are the annexures for the appendix given the addition. So what are the things you have to be given in the any if any you cited or used in survey reports or anything that you are taken in your study that is annexed in this. Any type of that is questionnaire you should annexure with this. Any supporting document that are you are taken well reference in the in your proposal, but because due to the lengthiness you are not able to give the in text citation you can't be able to text. So actually this all things you have to be annexed in the appendix section. Other section include appropriate if appropriate expected results, expected chapter outlines, supervision, everything that is mentioned other sections. An appendix basically formats and figures everything in reports, all things be an appendix. Tips. Disclose for a successful securing a project. So this is a tip from my side. Disclose both financial and non-financial conflicts arises. It can be arises that you have to be. So this publication be careful about the role of the funders. Okay, study successful. Only you have to be study and read the successful proposal that is already uh, submitted by the researcher. Collaborative networks always be multidisciplinary works always be accepted by everywhere. So naturally, must you collaborate for the proposal, or your team should be very versatile and the very different multidisciplinary team members should be multidisciplinary from the different discipline. You collaborate with the different disciplinary, and the last, the feasibility of the project. Because being a researcher, you know whether your research is going to be, this study is going to be complete or not. What are the bottlenecks? What are the economic feasibility you have to be take? Everything, all the limitation part things you have to be take care. So these are the, before going to submit anything, feasibility study of any project must be, you have to be complete. Now, this is the completion of the my projects. Now the session is open for the question and answer.